can we finally just say that, you know, Bundy's a complete clown and his entire ranch has become nothing more than a circus of idiots? Because let's cut to the chase. Let's cut to the problem. Because this is the problem. Let's ignore the militia. Let's ignore the BLM. Let's go to the root of the problem. That is, well, we've got to go back. We've got to go back to I think it was the early 80s. Now, originally, the government used to allow ranchers the use of their land for free. Then, in the early 80s, they changed it. You now had to pay. What were they asking? About $1.40 per head of cattle. Pretty reasonable, considering that if this was, again, private or state-owned land, it would be $5 per head of cattle. So, let's get this straight. Bundy's getting an incredibly good deal. But not the case, because every other rancher back at that time said, okay, that's fine, except, surprise, surprise, Mr. Bundy, who took the case to the Supreme Court to say, you are not allowed to do this. But the Supreme Court turned around and said, yes, they are. They're the landowners of this particular thing. They gave you enough ample time and awareness. They didn't just change it overnight. It wasn't sudden. They gave you ample warning. Hang on. Nah, that's better. Damn clock. But yeah, anyway. They gave him ample warning. He went to court. He lost. The Supreme Court said, no, nothing wrong. So what did Bundy do? He continued to use the land even though he'd been told, you now have to pay. And what happened? Fast forward 20 years, he's still using the land, he still hasn't paid. That is the problem. And that's why the BLM came. And the BLM wouldn't have had to come with guns if Bundy hadn't made threats of violence against them. Because what do you expect? Do you think them to just not take a threat of violence seriously? And then these idiots have phoned in bomb threats to hotels where BLM members have been staying. Idiots. Complete and utter idiots. You then have the fact that Bundy, I'm sorry, is a complete and utter racist. You do not start a sentence, as you know, President Obama made a complete joke of him. Well, I think I knows about the Negro. That is not how you start a sentence like that. And then you have people saying, oh, he was taken out of context, and oh, he was referring to a wide period of time. No, he wasn't. He was being racist, full stop. You then have the video, which everyone always refers to. Oh, but, you know, these unarmed protesters was tasered. Yeah, because they were obstructing vehicles. If you actually watch the video, you will see them obstructing vehicles. And the person that got pushed to the ground got pulled off a vehicle because she jumped on a hood. When the news crew come to film her, she even said, I was on the hood of the car. What do you expect? And then afterwards she fell on the ground, all the protesters started ganging up on the officers. What do you expect them to do? They told you, hey, get back, but no, they kept on moving forward, so what do you think they're going to do? They showed absolute restraint. These guys are lucky not to have been shot. And then you have, oh, but yeah, we're now pointing our rifles at the police. And it's just like, oh, idiots. I'm sorry, there's no other way. And then you have, I think it was only a couple of days ago, where Bundy and the sheriff had sort of tried to make a deal, and basically he'd taken the microphone from the sheriff and then basically demanded that all the federal agents put all their guns on this table within an hour. I'm sorry, he's an absolute moron of the highest caliber, and anyone who supports him is an idiot. This guy owes money legally, and I'm sorry, the government have done nothing illegal in what they've done to take his cattle. And yet, people support this idiot. The mind boggles.